What
Is it
it
going
do,
on
what it
YouTube too?
do, what it do, everybody. It's your boy Six Deuce, co-host here at SR Broadcast. I want to give a big shout out to MC Young Ice coming out today out of San Diego, California. Before we get started, you guys know how we do it. As always, give a big shout out to our partnership, shout Cali Hood Media, One Underground TV, Spill Records, you know what I'm saying, Pia Productions, all that. Shout out the co-hosts, myself, the Pistols, Chips ODG, Dreamer BGS, Rome, Clumsy, Flacco PTR, all that. You know what I'm saying? It's all respect. But let's get straight to the point. Go ahead and you tell the people who you are, my boy, and you tell them exactly where you're from. I want to appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. Shout out to you.
I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I'm coming out straight off San Diego, North County, Oceanside, California, to be exact. I'm an upcoming 17-year-old artist. I love doing music right now. As of right now, that's like my passion right now. That's my motivation to keep on going in life. Shit, yeah. I've been doing it for like a couple years now, and my goal is to bring music to a positive direction in a Chicano rap form.
Okay, now
Yeah.
I like that for you. You said that. Hey, you said that perfect. On me came prepared. My boy came prepared. I like that. Now, real talk though, bro. So, how'd you get into the rap game? You know, like I know you done some tracks recently, but I'm trying to get more specifically. But tell us, you know what? Let's get into this. Shout Flacco PTR, shout Chuco Z and all them, and both the Trucha Records. So tell us a little bit how you met them. Before I get a little more into about you, I want to say let's talk about that, man. A couple of tracks you made.
Shit, to be honest, I met them through online, like through Instagram and shit. And Chuko Z, I think I think I heard his music before. I just didn't had the name stuck in my head. I was like, have I actually heard this fool before? So I actually looked him up and like, oh shit, this fool actually exists like in my music category and shit. So I tapped in with his music for he had all the old school shit. I'm like, oh shit, like I found this shit like late 2023. Late 2023, and I found Flacco PTR because of Chukwuzi, because he had some tracks on there with him and shit. So yeah, that's basically how I found him and shit. And then Flacco PTR, I think he hit me up like because I think he heard my music before or some shit. And yeah, that's basically how we're all connected now. Yeah, it's a small world shit.
That's hella dope, bro. Let's talk a little bit about the song you made with Flacco PTR and some of your singles after that. Let's first start off with that though.
All right, so first single I did with him, it was actually a feature, to be honest. Cause he had a track called Female as Day, and I wanted to remix to that shit. And cause Chuko made the beat, I asked him if he could let me get on the remix or some shit. And he's like, nah, I don't got any storage or anything like that. Like, cause he didn't have like any like storage to extend the beat or some shit. So I had to scratch up the beat myself and shit. So I had to like cut up the vocals and shit, and I extended the beat myself once I made the instrumental shit. And and I showed Flacco PTR. He's like, yo, this motherfucker hard and shit. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, I'm actually put on my album then for sure. Then that's I put that on my album Neighborhood Rhythmatic, which was my first album that came out last year in September.
Talk about that a little more,
Bobby.
Let's talk about that a little more. Let's talk about that album and all the tracks on them, and we'll go one by one of each track that's on that album. Let's talk about how you made that album, what's on the album, how many songs are on the album, and then go ahead and explain to us about each song.
For sure. So Neighborhood Rhythmatic, I got started with that album. Like I started working on it like a little before summer started, because I wanted to drop it during the summer so people could bump it. But then I really wanted some dope artists on there, so I realized it was gonna take more time to get it done and shit. So really, I reached out to artists from South Central. I reached out to artists from Sacramento, Chuko Z. I remixed one of his tracks called "Push It," which was on his album 1988. And shit, I fucked with the beat hella, and I just hopped on. It was already instrumental, so like I started spinning on that shit, and that shit went hard and shit. And yeah, I showed Chuko. He's like, yo, I'll let you put that out shit. I was like, oh shit, that's right. Yeah, and Neighborhood Ram, I think if I remember clearly, there's 15 tracks on there. Yeah, there's 15 tracks.
Yeah.
And the people from South Central, they're VOTG. I don't know if you heard of them. They're from South Central.
I have not, but shout out to all my homies in South Central. You know what I'm saying? All my homies over there on 101st and Budlong. Shout out all the homies in LA. You know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Shout out the homie Joe. Shit, shout out Flacco PTR. Oh yeah.
Well,
So
definitely Shop
first
Block
song,
of PTR.
yeah. So first song I did on the album was Hustle Funk. That one, it was actually on a different song to be honest. Cause I remember I didn't even know it was on a different song because I thought it was just like a regular sample. Cause my homie, he's a producer too. He goes by produced by Javi, and he sent me the instrumental. I was like, yo, this shit hard, cause it was like an old school sample. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get on this. I wrote to it and I recorded it. Once I recorded it, I think I saw someone's story. It had like the same exact beat, but like the original song. I think I was like, "Yo, what the hell?" And I saw the producer. I'm like, "Hey, ain't this the full song and shit?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, oh yeah." I just remixed it a bit. I'm like, "All right, all right." So I'm like, "Well, this shit hard, so I'm gonna keep it and shit." And second song I did was Rhythm Attack. Yeah, it was another funky joint shit. That song, cause since the album was about like it's supposed to give like summer vibes, that one really gave out summer vibes. So I just wrote up that one. And what else? What are songs? Oh yeah, we got the homie Big Joe. He's from Oxnard, California.
Hell yeah.
That song's called For Your Trunk. Produced by my homie Ace of Spades. Yeah, that shit came out hard. I think I got started on that track like I think I got started on May.
Yeah.
And I reached out to him because he heard my music too through Instagram because I was promoting myself in that time. Like late 2023, I was really promoting myself. I was really doing numbers and shit. Like
Okay.
I was doing like 1,000 likes per video, I would say. I was like, oh shit.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, I
Yeah.
try to tell people, bro, do y'all stuff. And I want to tell you that be proud of every like, every follow. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
still didn't want to talk too much. That's why I kept cutting myself short because I'm trying to learn how to like ask you guys questions and keep my responses short.
Yeah.
But salute to you, homie. You know what I mean? Be proud of that. Be proud of every single like. That's what I wanted to say real quick. But as you were saying though, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Now you changing the switch. Yeah, so Big Joe, that's the homie. Yeah, Big Joe. He's from Oxnard, California. I found him because of another Oxnard artist name. His name DJ Flow 24. Yeah, they made music together, and Big Joe, I really like this shit because he's like really about that Chicano shit. Like everything he writes, it comes out Chicano form and shit. And I was like,
Okay.
oh,
So he's more like that's more of his stilo. You know what I mean?
yeah. He really got that stilo. For and who else on that? Lil Trust. He's the South Central fool. Lil Trust
That's
and
small.
Lil Trust and Fern Dog. That it was those two from South Central that I got on my
So
album.
how'd you meet them?
Again, same thing with Flacco and Chuka Z. I just like, well, I listen to a lot of music and shit, and I guess like I just randomly found them. I don't see. I just randomly found them, and yeah, I didn't really know the members exactly, but I just remember like listening to all the members and shit. I was like, oh shit, these fools go hard. And I think like a couple months later after hearing them, I found their Instagrams and shit, like their separate Instagrams and I reached out to the VOTG page first because really, I collab with the whole group with one song called Hustler Jeans, and that song talks about like how you always gotta stay hustling. Don't give a fuck what haters gotta say to you and shit. Just gotta focus on getting that paper and shit, you know?
Type shit.
Yeah, and after that track, that's how I got to Lil Trust and Fern Dog. Cause VTG, I reached out to the group page and I reached out, yo, who are these voices that were on these specific parts of the song that we did? Cause I didn't know any of the members. So I had to know like which members were there and shit. That's why. And I think I was talking to Lil Silent. He's an OG. That fool started rapping like in '97.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fool's like rapping on like cassettes, like 15 years old and shit.
Hey,
And
that's some fools really have like a lot of these dudes that have been in the game for a while and will be very surprised and will also be surprised on the fools they still do. Like I know some artists that still bring back that vintage and they have their shit on tapes or like they'll make it available on tapes. But for me, I always say, homie, I was born in the wrong time. Now I will sit here in front like the music I do or a lot of the stuff like I'm into a super old school, but morals wise, the way of living, the technology back then, like, yeah, I love the technology now, but I feel like it was simple and worked back then. A lot of stuff we have now, homie, I don't know. I feel like I wish that I was born in the era there really wasn't phones like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like phones, but not like cameras and all that, you know? I feel like we'd be less on them. There's just a lot of things that I respect about the culture of back then in general. In
yeah,
general, like how simple living it was, the cars, the way people put out their music. You see, that's another thing.
yeah,
We're talking about how they had to do their music on cassettes. That's the thing. They didn't have Instagram. We always try to say that, and that's what I'm thankful for growing up in our generation, though, with music, is that it's an easy way for all of us to connect with social media. You know what I mean? It helps us, but I feel like it works against us a lot too, because you know how crazy social media could get. But I don't want to get too much on that. So, who are some of your favorite artists that you could say for yourself? Like, who's your top 10 favorite artists?
like just any artist.
Any artist, underground, they could be, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Mainstream,
okay,
however. They could be
okay.
alive, they could be passed away.
Uh, shit, mostly underground. A lot of Day artists, a lot of San Diego artists. I'm gonna go from 10 to 1, all right? Like from 10 to number
Go
one.
ahead.
I'm gonna do all right. So for number 10, I'm gonna do shit. I'm gonna do Jail Felony. That fool's OG, but I heard a lot of underground shit and like I just listened to the underground shit more, you feel?
Oh yeah.
Jail Felony, that fool's OG, San Diego OG right there. Fool I think the fool rap with the East Siders, with Snoop Dogg was on there, and
Oh yeah.
that fool, who else did he rap with? That fool rap with Desi Hollow, another fool from Oceanside, California. He's pretty big. He's been rapping for like 12 years now, I think.
Yeah.
And number 9, I would say Lil Rob. Lil Rob, he's one of the reasons why I got into rapping. I was really listening to him like during when COVID happened. I was like really listening to him a lot and shit.
Like heavily.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And number 8, I like shit. Shit. There's so much rappers. Shit.
Hey, hella these days, bro. There's so
Yeah.
many, and I admit that though.
Yeah. There's so many rappers. I would say Mac 10. Mac 10. And number 7, we got Ice Cube. Number 6, Conejo.
Shout
Conejo.
Conejo for sure. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We shout to MC Life and Theo. On a side note, they know who I'm
Yep.
talking about. Shout to all of them.
Who else? Number 5, Snoop Dogg. Number 4, I'm gonna say Chuko Z because I really be bumping that fool shit every day. Shit, that fool
What,
really.
Chico Z?
Yeah, yeah. That fool's shit. That to me, that fool's shit is really dope to me. Like, it really sounds like hella old school to me, and like he's like I could say like he one of the reasons why I want to like write differently from most artists. Yeah, because the way he like talks about his raps, he's like very original to like his style and shit, and I
He's
respect.
still true, dog. Like that's one thing I'll give on me, and he's one of the few artists I can say, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it that has the style he has, whether he was born in that time or not, and you would have thought he was. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Before I even knew him, I really thought this was from the '90s or some shit.
Nah, yeah. But I want to go and say, Skinny Narquito says the food's representing, and then you got shout out to him, by the way. Shout out Chicano Malo. He said, "What part of San Diego are you from?"
I'm from Oceanside, California. I know that's not San Diego, but it's in North County. It's like 45-minute drive from SD. And yeah, that's pretty. I want to say that's part of SD. It's just like by San Diego, but yeah, I'm like in the North County area.
Okay, so clarify that for me. I've never understood that. So now I'm from California, grew up there my whole life, but I'm the type I only travel places if like I got family or business, you know what I'm saying? And I never really had reason to go to San Diego or Oceanside. So explain to me. I mean, I have it. I haven't. When I went, because I went to TJ and went through there and walked over across the border to go legally. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
no disrespect to anybody. I ain't trying to throw no shots. I'm saying that because, man, you know how it be. But salute to all my people actually on a serious note that are going through tough times right now. You know, it's a lot of crazy things going on right now. But going to San Diego, what's the difference between Oceanside and San Diego? And like what's the counties looking like over there? Because I'm not too familiar. I've ever had a reason to have that type of knowledge, you know. But what's the difference?
I mean, to be honest, I would say Oceanside and San Diego, they got similarities, but the differences, like how can I say this? Fuck, because I barely go to SD2 and shit. But I would say like it's just like gentrified over the years and shit. Same thing with Oceanside, but like San Diego, I don't know. It just hasn't been the same to me. Like I don't like Oceanside. I would say like when people say like it's like game related and shit, like Oceanside, I could say that's just really there and shit. And San Diego, when they say like, what could when they say it's like game related and shit, I don't really see that, to be honest, unless I really like go deep into those hoods or some shit. And everything else, there's pretty much similarities. Like you got the beaches. What else? You got Mexicans and shit. Obviously, you know that.
You got the people. He's like, you know, you got us over there, fast.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's pretty good. No matter what, San Diego or Oceanside, everybody's pretty cool. Everybody's chill. A lot of people show love. Just as long as you don't step on the wrong line, you know.
Nah, and shout out to both areas, all areas around. I just ask you know, because hey, I'm wise enough to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's because like I travel, like I said, I repeat. But if I don't have no reason to go, or like let's say I don't know nobody like that in San Diego, which I'm meeting people now and shout out to people I do know, like Mumu619, to you yourself, everybody around the areas, whether it's Oceanside, San Diego, similar areas. I'm still learning, you know, to meet people and go out there. Like even right now where I'm at in Missouri, I'm meeting people out here. Engineer, shout out to Nomo, a couple of people I know. And I want to say shout out to Clumsy up in the building, one of the co-hosts. Flaco PTR is one of the co-hosts too. Shout out to Pistols in the building. I see them. And if anybody can, go ahead and drop a like, a comment, and subscribe. It helps out. Go follow MC Young Ice on Instagram. Go follow him on all platforms. Go listen to his music. Go run it up. Do us that favor. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. It all helps. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the co-hosts. So real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and say shout out to that mother Joe. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else that's been tapping in, etc. I already shouted you guys out. Then we even got I don't know what it. I can't really read that because it's not even spelled right. I mean, I could maybe, but either way, shout out to even the haters up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
But,
sir.
nah, yeah, but yeah, because there's like, see, we got some people up in here over there, negative. But hey, it's always good to know if you ain't getting hated on, you ain't doing nothing right?
Yeah.
But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. But thank you, Chicano Malo. Make sure you guys go subscribe to everybody up in here that's been showing love too. So let's get more like deeper into your music, Loco. Like I got some more questions about your music and not just your projects. Like, so how many albums have you made? How many mixtapes have you made? Like, let's talk about like the work you've done over the years.
The work I done, I remember I put out a single when I first started rapping, but I regret that shit because it sounded so bad. But I thought it was hard because I like my rhymes were good and shit. But I just took it down because I didn't have the voice for rapping. Like I just like my voice is high pitched and all that. So I just took it down and shit. I wasn't getting recognition. I was like, nah, this ain't it. Until
you just felt like you weren't where you wanted to be.
Yeah. Plus I felt like there was room for improvement, you know. So then I didn't really start dropping more until like 2023, I would say. Because I got into rapping like late 2021. But over those couple years in those time period, I was like just improving, recording every day. I was just trying to improve myself. And then my first mixtape, it was I think I dropped it like beginning of 2023. I think it was called fuck, it was a while ago. Fuck. I dropped so many mixtapes I can't even remember it. Fuck. I think it was called Dago Sickness. And that one, it was like it was like one of the day, it was like a Mitchy Slick type beat, and I just rapped over that shit. And that shit sounded good. Like, I'm gonna drop this shit. And it's still on all platforms, Dago Sickness. And my first album, Neighborhood Rhythmatic, as I said earlier. And I just dropped my second project called Hustler's Diary Volume 1. That one has Joda Too Faded on the album, my homie Gamble, Dago artist named MC Herbs, and another fool from Monster Side, GD Funkster. Yeah, and those fools are hella dope. GD Funkster, I found that fool like late 2022, I would say.
Yeah.
That fool, I would say that fool really got me into. He's the reason why I'm writing Chicano rap and shit. Cause before I was just doing like boom bap shit. I was doing like Nas type shit, you know?
Yeah, Nas like East Coast type rap.
Yeah. I was doing a mixture of both, to be honest, but the Chicano phase, that's really where I got it from GD Funkster, Desi Hollow, all the Dago artists and shit. Until when I found like Lil Rob and all them, yeah, they really got me into the Chicano rap phase and shit. And then I heard Chugo Z. He's the reason why I want to make positive, or I want to like deliver positive raps and shit. Cause I heard this song called Life is Sin. That's his song, Life is Sin. I heard that shit. I was like, damn, I could relate to that shit. Cause he was talking about like suicidal shit. He was talking about like how he went through suicidal thoughts and shit. And I could say I went through that too when a couple years ago. And yeah, then that's when I dropped my single Life is Sin. But it was a different beat. It was like an old school instrumental, I remember. Yeah, I recorded off of it. It had like a girl singing in the chorus. And I was just writing like stuff like what helps me like keep pushing every day. What helps me keep going every day. Just talking about like my childhood and all that. Yeah, I really like that track. People say they love it and shit, so I kept it up, and I love it personally. It's one of my favorite tracks, to be honest. Okay. Then I rapped with Draco the Ruler's cousin. I think I told you before. I rapped with Draco the Ruler's cousin. His name is 777 Blessed.
Okay, I kind of that name sounds very familiar, but for sure, Lana Draco the Ruler say so. The Mac and Catchy the Great though, and now I want to ask actually that you say that about something positive. So your music often carries positive messages and aims to inspire good influence. Can you elaborate on what motivates you to spread positivity through your lyrics?
To be honest, I don't want to like put out like bad messages. Like if I'm going to put out good messages, I want to see people like doing good. Like, and when I put out a song, I want to see people doing good for a reason because they heard my song. Like, if I put out like a good message, people are gonna look back to it and just say, "Yeah, this is the reason why I'm talking to God. This is the reason why I'm doing good in life. This is the reason why I'm getting money. This is the reason why I'm always hustling." Like I want to give them like the hustle mentality, you know?
Yeah.
I want to give them like the motivating mindset. That's really why I want to put out good messages on the mic, you know?
Okay, so I had these written down. That's why I was looking for them. I'm starting now. See, I'm getting better at this along with you guys too, writing things down to ask the questions I want to ask. So, as a 17-year-old independent artist, what drives your passion for creating music, and how do you manage your time between music, school, and other responsibilities?
How I find the time to manage? To be honest, I work too, but I always find the time to balance everything out. Like obviously, I'm gonna put school first. I'm gonna get my shit done first. I'm gonna get whatever is important first, because music can always come later. I was always taught that by my parents, and I was always taught to get my priorities straight. Always stay on top of my shit. Always do what's got to be important first, which is school, because if I don't graduate, I can't work, you know. So yeah, I'm really on top of my shit, because I if I can't get a job, I won't get money. So like, I'm working right now while I'm in school and doing music at the same time. And all that, I just find time to balance it out. Whenever I find time, whenever I have free time, just whenever I have free time, I just plan to do music. Cause I really don't stress about it. Like I don't force myself to make time with music. Like if I can't do music, then I can't do music. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But if I do have time and I really want to like get music done, I'll do it. And with school, like I said before, I'm always get it done. But school's more important to me than music. And it may seem like music's more important to me right now, but really I'm just trying to focus on school and try to stay passing and get my shit done. That's all.
All right, yeah, my boy, and that's real. So I kind of already there's actually two I asked more simpler, and so I'm not even gonna ask those. But I have a few. We're still gonna keep going too. Don't worry, we're gonna just run this up for an hour. I got a few more questions actually after this. But if you were currently looking to connect with popular uprising artists, who are some artists you'd love to collaborate with, and how do you think these collaborations could help elevate your career?
I want to. To be honest, I want to collab with Chuku Zemore, cause I know that fool be getting like hella plays out there. That fool be getting plays like everywhere in the USA, and I feel like he could help me. Engage my. Well, my. I feel like he could help me raise my career, is by cause he's got that Chicano voice too, and if he's able to get any of my songs, it'll help me rise my recognition. And another artist I want to collab with is who else? I want to collab with OG Dominator. That fool's from Triple C, which is also I think he's also made music with Cali Lifestyle. Now that fool said he's down to work with me. I just need to pay him first, and that fool can help me. That fool could really help me get my music out there, because that fool's OG. I know a lot of people, like people from Europe be bumping this shit.
Yeah, and not for real though, they really do.
Yeah, and who it's a girl. I'm trying to get her on. I'm actually trying to get her on a song right now. She's a good singer. She's also made music with Triple C. She goes by Sarah S.
Yeah,
and she has a pretty good voice. If I'm able to get like, that's also my other goal. I'm trying to get female singers on my next project or two, because I really want to make my shit sound more dope. Like every project I make, I try to make it sound harder every time. Try to do better every project. Because I always tell myself, what can I do every day when I wake up? I always tell myself, what can I do to go harder every day? I'm always trying to make changes. Shit. And one more artist I want to collab with, if I can, shit. I would say another popular. Shit, there's so many.
there's a list, my boy.
Yeah, fuck. And shit, to be honest, I would say those few I just said right now.
Okay.
Right now, I'm still thinking at the moment, because
I got some real good questions for you, but go ahead, bro. I got some real good questions for you. Go ahead.
Another artist I want to collab with is Milo P. He's another big artist, but that fool's like hella talented and shit. That fool's like the Mexican Nate Dogg shit. This fool's got like the pimp sound and shit, and this fool be doing hella numbers and shit. And I also want to collab with Doggy Style. That fool rap with Snoop Dogg, and that fool's like it's like Snoop Dogg's son, I would say.
Yeah, they might as well be on.
They really got that. They really got the version. Yeah. And who else? One more artist I want to collab with is I want to collab with someone from Cali Lifestyle, low key. I feel like they can fuck with my shit. And if they really want to work with me, I feel like I'll most definitely get my shit out there, because I know hella people that really listen to Cali Lifestyle like that. People that really fuck with them like that and shit.
No, yeah. So I want to go ahead before we continue with these more questions. Say, that's real talk right there, man. And we have Smoking Taz in the building. Shout out to him. He says, What's good? Saludos, everyone. What's good, Six Deuce, and to the other homeboy on the live. So, shout out to him, man, for coming here showing love to us. And yes, shout out to MC Young Ice as well. You know what I mean? Putting it down, doing his thing, showing love. So I appreciate that. My next question for you is, because I came up and I'm gonna start doing this a lot more. I don't want to keep interrupting, but I want to thank everybody that supports us, continues to, that is patient with us as we learning. Because remember, I'm a music artist first, so like all this is secondary. I'm learning. I'm trying to go and give y'all great content, ask great questions, not be repetitive, be different. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys for giving me the chance and giving all of our guests the chance of coming and viewing them and showing love and tapping in with them. Thank you. That's how we connect. That's how we push out. So as Super Righteous Broadcast, how we do it, you already know the deal. Tap in for merch, tap in for all that, and tap in with MC Young Guys for that good music and all people we shouted out. Shout it out to them, man. Much love and respect to them in all their sections. So my next question is, how do you think your music can help break stereotypes associated with Chicano rap? And what responsibilities do you feel come with representing this genre?
Shit, that's a hard question. Right now, cause I was listening to Kid Frost. That fool will be rapping about like the Chicano struggles and shit. And like, if I want to break the stereotypes, I'm gonna keep it real with everybody. Shit, keep break. Oh my bad, fuck. Keep break done like more simpler shit.
Oh no, here. So like, best way I can explain it is like, what are some of the responsibilities do you feel come with representing a genre like Chicano rap? Like, do you feel people that come into that genre should recognize that there are certain wouldn't necessarily call them responsibilities, but things that come with it? I don't mean gang life. I don't mean all that. Like, I'm talking about representing, putting on for the people, showing love. What are some of the responsibilities do you feel like you have as in this music, and other people that that should respect the type of genre that you do, in lesser words?
Right. So since I'm doing Chicano,
it's too hard. I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, but just a heads up before you continue. You can't answer the questions. Go ahead and let on to the next one. I got you. Don't even worry. But go ahead.
I'm trying to get my best response right now. Shit, yeah. So I found for my responsibility for so like, if I'm doing Chicano rap, I'm gonna do it for my people, like I'm doing it for everybody out of love, but really strictly I'm doing it for my like shit. I'm doing it for the brown. Like, if you see me doing Chicano music strictly, that's because I'm doing it for my people. Like, because that's basically that's my roots, Like, I'm a my fault.
No,
but,
you good.
but for yeah, I'm gonna do it for my people. I'm gonna let it be known too. Shit, throughout on the mic, I'm gonna let it be known. And that's about it for now. Shit, cause I'm still like trying to like understand this rap music. I'm trying to still like, cause I'm still young.
Yourself.
Yeah.
So I want to ask is so you were talking about your roots, like, if you don't mind coming, so like talk a little bit about your family, if you don't mind. Like, what are do you guys come from? Like, where do you guys hail from? Like doesn't matter. I'm not asking this to be funny. I mean it's in a respectful way, because a lot of people can be funny in the comments where they're not being right now. I'm just saying, just talk about a little bit about your heritage, your people, where they come from, whether you guys were born here, not here. Like, are you how did that go for you guys growing up? Like, how did it come about of your family coming to be in Oceanside? Were you guys always there, or like, where's your family from?
So my grandparents, this from what I know, from my grandparents, they so my grandpa, he was from East LA. I don't know about my great grandma, but he was born in East LA, and my grandma, she was born in Mexico in Leon. I think that's by Mexico City and shit. Mm-hmm. But basically how they met, my grandpa, I think he was like it was I think it was like his first time going to Mexico and shit, and he was like looking for directions and shit, and then that's he found my grandma like that, and he didn't know Spanish, so like he kind of knew Spanish, but like he wasn't really taught it and shit.
Yeah.
So I guess my grandma she kind of already knew English, so like from that day they just kept like talking, they just kept like they just kept communicating with shit. They got closer each day, and eventually they got married. And then that's when my mom was born. They were on I think they were on a honeymoon or some shit. I think they had my mom like somewhere in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I think like later in the 90s, that I think that's when they moved to Oceanside. Yeah, they moved to Oceanside like in like the Deep Valley. I don't think you know what that is, but like in the Deep Valley, that's like the deeper part of Oceanside. It's like more like on the countryside, I'll say. It's more calm over there. It's kind of where I grew up when I was little, and basically how my mom and my stepdad met. The funny thing is that they were neighbors.
They were neighbors.
Yeah, they were neighbors. And yeah, they from what I know, they would always talk to each other. I think they even went to school together. I think not high school. I think they went to middle school together. But high school they didn't go together. Eventually, they didn't get together anything, but they were just friends at first. And my real dad, he's in Seattle now. He's not in the picture, but I stay connected with him. I stay communicating with him because he used to make music too and shit. My mom told me.
It's ironic. My pops too. That's ironic.
Yeah. So basically, my real dad, he met my mom because of they used to work together in fucking Albertsons and shit.
Okay, so hey, shout Albertsons. Hey, homie, without that, we wouldn't have MC Young Ice. So shout out to Albertsons. Hey, shout out, they should sponsor you, homie. They should sponsor you, dog. Tell them.
Nah, I think that's how they met though. If I remember correctly, yeah, I think that's how they met. And then later on, my real dad, he got my mom pregnant and shit. And then my mom was like hella pissed, and I think she was hella pissed, and she was scared too. And then when my grandma found out, like she was like, I guess she was obviously she wasn't happy about it, and she had to like sleep in the garage when I was born and shit.
Yeah.
And on my mom's side, when my mom was growing up, it was just all girls. Like they never had a boy in their, like my grandparents never had a boy in their life. So when I came into the picture, like it really changed their perspectives and shit. Like the way they acted, like they were just like speechless and shit. Like they didn't know how to like take care of me since I was a boy, because boys are different from girls, you know.
Oh, very.
Yeah.
I'm so used to my son, and when my daughter came in the picture on me, I was like, huh? But now I'm getting better at it every day.
Yeah. So when I was born, my mom was like living in the garage. She was living in the garage for a bit, and then eventually my mom got an apartment. She got well, because I have a little brother too. She got one of my little brother's dad. I think it was like late 2000s, like 2009, I think. And we eventually moved out of Oceanside for a bit, and then I think we lived in Vista or Escondido for some time.
And I've been to Escondido, and I've been at Centro.
I shout out to Escondido.
yeah, you know.
And I think when I was like 3 or 4, that's when we moved back to Oceanside. We moved back to Oceanside. I think that was like 2013, I would say.
Okay.
And then that's when I think like 2014, 2015, that's when my stepdad came into the picture. Because my little brother's dad and my mom, they didn't really work out because they had trials and tribulations. They never got along, I would say.
Yeah.
They would always argue. They would always argue. I remember when I was little, they would always argue and shit. And then my stepdad came in the picture 2015. We were still living in an apartment in Oceanside. Then after 2015, like 2016, we moved into like new apartments, which is where I'm at right now. Shit, I've been here for like 10 years now. Shit.
Man, so you guys pretty much ever since have been where you're at now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to go ahead and ask the next question. I want to say, Smoking Taz says, just sub to Young Ice to show some homie support, and I'll check out some of his music as I go. Old school Centro side was good back then. Miss some old school beats. He also said in the next comment, we are different. We know what we want, and we don't want yet. Women want you to read minds 24/7 and know their feelings. Not for real, man. Man, it's easy. Nah, for real. But I want to go ahead and say that my question next to you is: imagine you're headlining a show in Oceanside, and you get to come up with an entire lineup of about 15 people. Who would you invite to perform, and what message would you hope the concert conveys to the community? So in lesser words, if you could have a show in Oceanside, my boy, you could have 15 people. Who would it be, and what message would you want to send with that show?
To people to perform?
Yeah, and you're headlining it. You're the headliner, MC headliner. If you could have 15 people to come perform with you, who would that be?
Shit, Chuko Z, Flacco PTR, Bishop Snow, Jody Too Fady, Escondido fool named Hugo Deluxe, Corrupt Rambo.
Shout to him. We have an interview coming
shout
up.
Shout out to Corrupt. Yeah. Fool's hella chill. Yeah, who else? Shit, there's so many artists. Lil Rob for sure. Lil Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Too Short. Yeah, I would. If I could, I would. Yes. Those artists. And the message for the performance, just basically have a good time. Love each other. Shit. Just show love to each other, because we're all having a good time at the end of the day. As long as you show love, you're having good times. Because really, I ain't the type to cause trouble or anything. I don't want trouble. I don't even want to see trouble and shit, you know?
Facts. Me personally, God, I'll stay out the way. And if I'm not mistaken, unless I got the wrong guy, I believe Jojo Too Faded has recently got locked up. So free that man. If that
yeah. Free the boy.
I don't know him like that, but I see him around. I shared a couple of his stuff online. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, big shout out to SF40s. I want to say that. Big shout out to him. And matter of fact, another big shout out to Lazy Blue Devil. If you guys don't know, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to those individuals. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Lazy Blue Devil. I got nothing but love and respect. Actually, October 18th, Denver, Colorado, a Spill Record showcase by our record label. Will be partnering with Ponte Trucha Records, Slum Palace Records, Pyre Productions Records, New West Management. There will be full events there. There will be SR Broadcast there, Cali Hood Media there, One Underground TV there. Plenty of people. And it's called the West Business Fest. And, you know, it'll be headlining with MC Life. Shout out to him. Shout out to Theo. Shout out to Lazy Blue Devil will be headlining. So make sure you guys check that out. But, yeah, he says one has to be SF40s, and Bishop Snow was a good choice. Sergio said some good names there. Now, yeah, so my next question for you, before we continue, and I don't know if you want, hey, you should pull up, you know what I mean? We're going to have an open mic at the end of it, and Truco Z, everybody all going to be out there, you know, October 18th, Denver, Colorado. Pull up, y'all. So let's do this. As a young artist, you're constantly growing and evolving. What's the most important lesson you've learned about yourself and your music so far?
I learned to have a humble mindset. I learned to be patient. I learned to have discipline. I've also learned to be an understanding person, because when I hear other people's music, I can understand what path they're coming from. I can understand what message they're trying to put out, because I could relate to it, you know. Yeah. So other things I learned from music was always being motivated, because I really bump Nipsey Hussle a lot, to be honest. And I be watching like old school clips of him in the studio and shit. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, RP. And who else? Lil Silent from VOTG, because that fool
We're talking about Lil Sully in the blue minivan. Hey,
Yeah,
homie. Hey, I
yeah.
don't.
I rap
Hey,
with that fool.
hey, you rapped with him?
Yeah, he's on the VOTG group. Yeah.
Okay, respect, man. Hey, I would love to get a track with him one day. That'd be a dope thing. But hey, homie, I've been shout Flacco because I even caught that fool bumping it. And I was like, what? And you know how I started bumping
Yes.
it.
I remember.
Shout out to the homie Baby Echo. You know, wherever you are, my boy, you know what's up. You with me, I know what's up with you. It's all love, it's all respect. Homie from Hawaiian Gardens right there. I was in placement. I wasn't doing no time like that. I was in placement, you know what I mean? Whatever it was, what it was. But me and that fool, I remember we were roommates because some placements are locked down like camps. Some of them are like a lot like college looking type of deals, and some of them have like actual houses. Todo, you know, you get lucky, right? And I did house like in foster care during the time, all that. And me and that fool, like not trying to like brag, whatever, you know, but I was a little travieso, you know, causing trouble, whatever. At the time, me and this fool like always like that was my dog. Like when I mean road dog him, I'm talking about like not trying to make this about me, but because it pertains to the Lil Silent, you know what I mean? We were just full ditching school, like they would drop us off, we walk around, have food, buy his beer, we chug a 40, go back to class, act like we never happened. We'd be like smoking bud, like we used to have. Oh, I don't want to snitch out the place, but that'd be snitching. But there's a place, I can't say where in the area because that still be snitching, but there was a staff because this ain't because they don't know where, they don't know who he is, I ain't saying no names, so it could be anybody. That fool used to let us blaze. Now trip out, I don't know if you know who Java Loke is. You know who Java Loke is? He's a rapper. He's from Long Beach. Okay, well, Java Loke, I guess there's some dude, I don't know what they call him now, but at the time they call him Cinco. I guess they associated with each other because I don't want to criminate nobody, okay? So we used to have mad juice with the staff. And that's kind of like how it started. Like we'd be bumping music, you know, I did music, and he's like, "Oh, I know Java Loke," and he actually proved it. He FaceTimed him, like, "All right, but you know, I'm not no fangirl. No offense to anybody. Like, it's not me. It's okay to have respect and show love, but some fools they act like you gotta be like, oh my, and nah, bro. Like, I respect you, but I'm not gonna be all like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But point is that that's when the homie, like, he was showing me his homies. Actually, there's some hard rappers from Hawaiian Gardens. SS Snapper, I believe, you know, he had a Southeast LA song that I really like, really dope. Actually, check that out. Southeast LA by SS, what is his name? SS Snapper. Listen to it only because it doesn't matter if you're from Southeast LA or not, just the funk and it has to it. It's similar to the type of, you know, you would like it, fool. So check it out. Yeah. They started showing me Lil Silent, and that fool was bumping it. And we ever since then, homie, I think that was around like 2015. And yeah, it was just funny because that was my road dog. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know how he feels now. We have no disagreements, but you know, things change in the city and things happen and where I come from. So I don't know how the waters may be now or with his peoples, you know, but shout out to them. It's still because we're not on here for gang shit. We're not on here for politics. It's all love on here. But yeah, he showed me. Shout out to him, homie. That's my road dog. We were just running amok up in that placement. Homie, that's all I'm gonna say, dog. But we used to run amok. But yeah, dog, shout out to him, homie. So how was that? Let's talk about that track with Lil Silent.
With Lil Silent, yeah, that was the Hustler Genie one. We did another track. We did another track with him called Back Another Round, which is like smooth track and shit. But I remember,
him, by the way.
Yeah, I remember shout out to Mass Trains because that's where I recorded the song Hustler Jeans. So yeah, Hustler Jeans. I remember I reached out to them because I was listening to their music. I'm like, oh, maybe want to be dope. I thought because I used to think they were like a big ass group. I used to think they were like the Mexican NWA. But then I forgot that Brownside's supposed to be the Mexican NWA. But I just thought they were like the other version, you know, like the South Central version, I would say.
Yeah. So like they do have that. Actually, do they don't they? If I'm not mistaken, it's Brownside. They would say Mexicans with attitude too, unless I'm tripping. I'm not too sure. Yeah. You know, I could be wrong. You know, don't quote me, mind you, dog. I'm still learning too, and there's a lot of music I was shown, but mind you, like I know history, but I don't really look too much into people unless they super interest me. Not that Brownside did it. Hey, they're dope, amazing, legendary group from the Chicanos. You know, I'm just saying that, like, particularly, I didn't listen heavily into Chicano rap. Ironically, until like I was younger growing up, and like it's more as I got older, I just started listening more into the music I'm into, which is more like I wouldn't necessarily say conscious rap, but it's not really Chicano rap, but I do bump it. I will bump it if it comes to my playlist, or like Mr. Fern, Lil Silent, Conejo, you know, all these different fools.
Conejo's up.
You know what I'm saying? Cujo the
Yeah.
Savage, all these different fools get there. You know,
that fool Conejo. Hey, shout out to Conejo.
Yeah.
That fool's reached out to me before. I've never shown him my music. That fool fucks with it. And I don't know if you heard of Mr. Lil Wayne, but he's from San Diego, OG right there.
Mr. Lil One?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know him.
He wanted me to come out and perform at his oldies tour, like at his oldies concert in San Diego. I was like,
that's hard, my boy. That's hella hard.
Yeah. He sent me like a whole voice message and shit. I'm like, oh, is this a real? I'm like, is Mr. Lil One really actually talking to me, bro? Because I used to think like he was hella big and shit. And yeah, so with Lil Silent, I remember it was in the summer. Yeah, it was in the summer when we were doing this track. I remember I reached out to him and I didn't know who on the page. And he said, "Yo, you're talking to Lil Silent." I was like, "Oh shit," because I never.
He's like, "Yo, what's up?" Yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember when we got the track done. I remember when we posted it. Flock was like, "Yo, you rap with Lil Silent?" Fool started like,
"And nah, he's hard, fool. He's hard, fool. He's hard, dog." And if you're doing your stuff too, homie, I don't want to get up here and lose track of what we really on here for, homie. Hey, you're a dope artist yourself, dog. So here's out that credit. You know that's why a lot of people, and they even tell Flacco, homie. Tell him when he tells me opportunities he gets, and he's like, "Well, I'm surprised." Like, don't be surprised, dog. When you're putting in this work and you're dope and you're silent and you're a real individual, the other real individuals will see that, dog. You know, the same way. I don't want to sit here and name drop, but I thank God for some of the connections I know. The same way I feel it, same way that I won't credit card him now, but not that I ever have. But again, as an individual, you know, he knows who he is. Big shout out to him and a couple other individuals. They know who they are. But I've given me that chance, you know, that to this day, I be telling my homies, and not to brag, but I'll be like, "Hey, homie, like, I can't believe that I have so-and-so's personal number in my phone." You know, the fools that we used to bump growing up type shit, you know, and like,
it's just like, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real for me some reason. I don't know why. But like,
it don't, fool, and it don't sometimes. But I'm thankful though, you know, as long as you're humble and thankful, because mind you, dog, the real ones will see that if you're effing with them just for their name and their status, or you really like just genuine, homie. Because that's why I try to tell people, dog, that's how you know the difference when like, see, this is who I know who's real. Okay. I'm getting to where I need to get to. So I know it's real when where I'm at, which is not the worst place, but you know, it could be a lot better. I'm not saying it in an ungrateful way. I'm saying that because I know I'm destined for more. We're all destined for more. Is that it feels good because it lets you know. I don't know how other fools take it, but when I think of that, I don't think it like, "Oh, yup, I'm the shit." No, I think of it like, "Damn, homie, everything I'm doing is not for nothing. Everything I put my work into is for a reason." You know, now I'm actually like doing something with it. So we're here at 53 minutes. So I want to ask you one last question before we wrap it up, and we do what we do at all the end of every segment we do. We always begin it with shouting everybody out and partnerships and the people that are in, the guests and the supporters. Shout out to all you guys. You guys are all amazing. And at the end, we go ahead and let you shout out who you need to shout out in your last goodbyes and farewells and etc. But I want to ask one more, blah blah. Little fader, bro, because I'm about to actually roll up another one. Two joints for you came up on here. That, and I do have a mumbling problem, and I'm not embarrassed about that. But when I fade it, it really comes out. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't embarrassed about it, homie. I'm human, and I have my flaws. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm real about it. A lot of fools try to fake for the camera and play it off. Hey, I'm real, homie. I had a little I want to say speech impediment, but I had like a mumbling problem to where I'm trying to talk so fast that I end up mumbling.
Yeah, it'd be like that with me too.
Yeah, you know.
I understand that.
But ain't embarrassed on me. It's me, and I'm gonna give them me and be real, dog. I'm a good person, so it's all that matters, dog. But if you could if you could have a conversation with your future self 5 years from now, what questions would you ask, and what advice do you think your future self would give you about your music career?
If I'm talking to my future self, I'll be like, Damn, bro. Look where you are now. Like, look where you were 5 years ago. You made hella progress because you've been staying consistent. You've been staying consistent with your hustle. You never gave up. You've always depended on God, and you've always had faith with the hustle. You always had faith with the grind. You never gave up. Like, if I see myself in 5 years, I see a I see a bigger self than me right now. Like, I feel like I'm gonna be bigger than right now, and I speak that humbly, because no matter what, no one's better than anybody else. No one's perfect, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically, if I'm talking to myself, if I'm talking to my improved self, like obviously 5 years later, I'm gonna be like, damn, I wish I knew this when I knew I wish this. I knew fuck my bad. I meant to say
You're
no,
good, my boy.
I
You're
wish
good.
I knew this. I would have told my older self. I would have told myself, oh, I wish I knew this when I first started making music. You know, because of all the knowledge I've been gaining, with all the wisdom I've been gaining. So yeah, I see myself with improvements in the next 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and say before we head out, is I want to go ahead and ask you if you want to shout out anybody, give your last shout outs to your peoples, to everybody, to
For sure.
your brands, your music, anything you got coming up, projects. Go ahead, my boy, and I appreciate you. And I want to thank you. Shout out to your people, shout out to your familia, and everything you got going on, and this respect always. You could always come back on here. You're more than welcome. Thank you for sharing us, for showing us the love back. But go ahead.
All right, shout out to my cousin Lil Weddle. He's an upcoming artist. He's been rapping for like 4 years now. You can find him on YouTube, Lil Weddle, Mr. Get Dough. That shit's a banger. And shout out to the homie Lil Karma. He's another upcoming North County artist. He's my age, and this fool made beats. He does everything on his own. That feels hella dope. And shout out to the homie Joe. I think he joined earlier. Shout out to Flacco. Shout out to Jugo Z. Shout out to all Dago artists that been down to work with me. Shout out to all my supporters. Shout out to Matt Strange. Shout out to the homie Steven. Shit. Hope you're watching this fool. Shout out to who else? Shout out to all my homies. Shout out to my cousins. I love you all. Shout out to my mom, because she's the reason why I'm still grinding today. She's the main reason, because she keeps me in the path with God, and I thank God for that. Shout out to my pops. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting me. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Now I want to say thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for everything, really. You know what I'm saying? And for all the supporters that came up in here today, shout out to you guys. And hope you guys go subscribe, comment if you guys are new. And not just to me, the SR Broadcast. Go follow us on SR Broadcast on all platforms. But most importantly, follow MC Young Guys. Subscribe to MC Young Guys. Show them that love. Go tap in with him. You guys want a feature from him? Tap in. You guys want to show support? Know more about his music? Hit him up on Instagram. I'm sure he's everywhere else. So it's all love in here. It's your boy Six Deuce, Southeast Los Angeles music artist, co-host here at SR Broadcast, signed with Spill Records. Thank you to everybody, the whole team. We heading now. Y'all have a blessed one. Y'all know what it is. Run it up. I'll talk to you later, boss. Take care.
All right, take care.
Yes, sir.